Hey, this is Jet from JechtSpencer.com, and today I'm going to be doing one of my weekly rants. And this weekly rant is on the war of prostitution and why we should end it. I believe is an absolute joke. I'm just going to give you the bare bones essentials as to why this is a completely just failed war. Once again, a war on a noun, and it fails. I'm completely shocked. And how, if we actually legalize prostitution, it would be better for everyone, including not only prostitutes, but just the world in general. First, and this is a completely arbitrary argument, but I'd really love to highlight this fact because it just kind of makes all the other arguments just kind of fall at the wayside because it's just so ludicrous and ridiculous. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about porn. And you're like, what do you mean? Okay, so let me get this straight. If I'll just use me as an example, if I go out and I solicit a prostitute and I pay that woman for sex, that is illegal. But if I go out and I pay a woman for sex and then I film it, that is not illegal. Because I'm going to sell that, of course, and I'm going to make a porn. I mean, this is an industry that's been around for hundreds of years. You know, you're talking about basically, 99% of the internet. Porn is a huge industry, and it's ridiculous if you think about it. It's like, okay, so you go and you pay a woman for sex, that's illegal. But if you go and pay a woman for sex and you film it, that's not illegal? And that just kind of takes everything and it just makes it look just as ridiculous as it truly is. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. It's like, hey, I'm going to pay a prostitute. Illegal. Hey, I'm going to pay a prostitute and I'm going to film it and I'm going to sell it. That's not illegal. What is going on here, friends? The second thing is simply because, well, prostitution in and of itself is somebody's body. Somebody should be able to choose what they want to do with their own body. There shouldn't be legislation or government telling me what we can do with our own bodies. If we want to be prostitutes, if we want to solicit ourselves, if we want to sell our bodies to people, that is our right. It's our right. It's our body. There shouldn't be anyone else out there to tell us what we can do with our own body. Just ridiculous. Third thing is the fact that it will literally almost overnight, because I'm not for sexual slavery. I do not believe that people should be forced into having sex. I don't believe someone should be coerced or manipulated into having sex. If someone of their own free will is a prostitute, I'm completely fine with that. But when you have legal prostitutes, the illegal shit that's going on doesn't disappear, but it drastically goes down. Because when things are illegal, it brings the dark and decrepit into that area of life. So the thing is like, when you suddenly make it legal, all of that virtually just disappears. So sexual slavery goes down because it's suddenly legal. People actually have an outlet to partake in the sexual marketplace under something that isn't under a guise of darkness and deceit. That you actually have like dedicated locations. Brothels are suddenly put up. There's a dedicated place where people can go and have sex and not be basically like in complete fear. Not only the prostitutes, but also the brothel. This is a particular place that its entire purpose is to pay to have sex. That's literally the entire purpose of a brothel. So when you have this in mind, it just creates a much more safer environment, not only for prostitutes, but also for Johns. And the last thing is this. There's also diseases out there. There's STDs, there's STIs, and when you legalize it, all of a sudden, like the Vegas standard is once every month, a prostitute has to go and get tested, make sure they don't have like HIV or STDs or STIs and this, that, and the other, and it just makes it a much healthier and safer place for all parties. So I'm all for freedom, and I'm all for safety, and I'm all for common sense. So if you agree with me, shoot me a like. If you disagree with me, shoot me a dislike. Open up this discussion. The war on prostitution is an absolute failure. Pretty much any time you go to war with a noun, it's going to be an absolute failure. So let's just make a common sense argument here and really just change the minds of people into just rational, reason, logical thinking. Make the common choice, make the obvious choice, make the logical choice. Once again, this is Jeff from JechtSpencer.com, wrapping up my rant of the day. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe. Good fortune, my friend. Let's end the war on prostitution.